Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Friday. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? I want to get the feel of the room because I know that lots of you have probably watched this more than once. I've gone through bits and pieces of it. I have not watched it in its entirety. So most of this I'm going to be seeing for the first time. I'm trying to keep away from what a lot of people are saying for the most part because I want to see it and like hear it myself, you know? But I do want to see what you guys are talking about. Because I know that there's a lot of back and forth. There's still a lot of back and forth. And I also know that we have photos. Now, I posted something in the community tab of the kitchen. And what looks like Amido Black that was sprayed. And it very much bound itself to quite a few things in the kitchen, which is interesting. So we're going to go through those in a live tomorrow. I don't know what time yet because I have a day planned with the kids. Saturday is usually the day that a lot of farmers markets and stuff are going on. Okay. Yeah, I'm really questioning more now than ever how Kaylee got in Maddie's bed if everything that we're hearing is closer to the truth. Because the only thing that we're really hearing is Kaylee ran down the stairs. Kaylee ran down the stairs. Not really so much, at least not so much really, honestly, of anybody really running up the stairs. Like, that's been not in every single report. It more is like she went up the stairs from being in on the second floor, and then at some point yelled about somebody being upstairs and then ran down the stairs. So if that's the case and she was attacked like on the second floor, unless Dylan just isn't like remembering things correctly, which obviously she's not, because, you know, everything isn't adding up still, because she's still telling the cops she was asleep and that was a damn lie. Then how did Kaylee end up in Maddie's bed? Unless it is the way that I've pretty much tweaked my original opinion, because I never thought they fell asleep in the same room together. Something told me no. And now we see like Kaylee's bed look like she might have been in it, but got up to see what was going on. So then it turned more into like, that's where she landed. After whatever fight happened, that's where she landed. So maybe at some point she would have had to have like ran back upstairs. But then how do you account for there not being more like stuff everywhere? How do you account for that table being like where it is and those cups still perfectly in a triangle and barely anything knocked over? Like not enough for like two people running for their life. And then, I mean, obviously I listened to it enough to get the thumbnail where she literally says that they could hear everything. She heard everything. She heard everything. She heard everything, which we pretty much already knew. I also would love to know why these are coming out the way that they're coming out, as selectively as they are coming out with the current stuff that's in court. Because the temporary restraining order thing for stuff coming out was very specific. And if you'll notice, obviously they have like stuff redacted for the most part. But in the photos that got released, there's none from the rooms. The most that you're going to see of the rooms in any of the photos, I don't know how many there is. There's like 300 and something photos. It shows like the third floor where there was like refrigerators and stuff. And you can see like the opening of Kaylee's door. And then they show the bathroom and like maybe a little bit of the opening of Maddie's door. And that's it. Everything else is completely redacted out. So the one thing that we as the public have been asking and screaming about, the one thing that they have been proven to, for some reason, keep wanting to change their story about is the knife sheath, right? And in everything that they are doing, we have yet to see anything about the damn knife sheath. So while, yes, the photos are interesting because it's part of the crime scene, it's not part of the crime scene at the same time because everything that we have questions about is being redacted. So there's nothing here that really is going to support anything other than these are the details that didn't need to be changed. This is just how everything looked whenever they got there. These are the things that happened. It looks like they moved some stuff around in these photos for some reason because it doesn't look like it did before. There's a couple of those that I've noticed, some rugs that were like in different placements, which I guess could happen just because people were like walking in and out, but aren't you supposed to be trying to make sure that like things are kept the same? So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of questions still, and none of this is really like making it better. None of it's making it better so far. I know my buddy told me a lot of stuff that he was noticing. I was like, yeah, I can imagine that this is going to be a little bit out there. I know there's something about a door with a lock. I need to see and hear exactly what was said about that before I can like make an opinion on that, because I don't know the description that was given directly. I just know that like I've been seeing things enough to skip through them and not get all the details. I don't know if that was, I'll have to go back and look. I don't know if that was luminol or the amido black spray, because it seems to be that they've been using the amido black a lot. Yeah, I already have them on an outside source. I'll put them in a Google Drive thing. I'll try to get all that stuff done this weekend. Maybe not Saturday, because like I said, I have a lot of stuff with the boys during the day, and then we're going to go over some stuff at night. And then I'll try to make the Google links. Yeah. Just switched up schedule stuff. Yeah, and see, that's what's going to like bother me with a lot of this, is that it's sort of just like showing more that they really did know sort of like what was going on for real. And they just keep on like coming back to like, yeah, this many thousands of hours ago, all these hours ago, all these hours ago. And I'm just like, damn, you're not making it any better. Yeah, I noticed that too. I saw a blue bucket on the table and was wondering about that. There's a couple different things that are different that you can pretty much notice right away. But see, like, this is the another reason why, like, I'm so tired of even bothering with these reports. Like, I know that it's important to go in and see, like, what the cops are saying, like, in the reports that they give, because the reports that are handed over to the judges are the reasons why things get signed, why warrants get signed, why things happen, right? So when it comes to what they're saying, it is important, again, but the most important thing is the very, very first stories. Like what we're about to go and watch, which you guys have already watched a million times already, I'm sure, is the freshest telling that we're going to get, because it's what it looked like as soon as they got on scene. It's before people started playing Game of Telephone and switched all kinds of things around, elaborated on things that didn't need to be elaborated on. It's the truest form, right? And in the truest form, I'm hearing Dylan saying that she heard everything and she's describing everything like to a T. What was this supposed to do besides make me even more upset about all the ridiculous stuff that's been going on? Because it's all been crap. And it still goes back to, this goes past the cops when it comes to Dylan. And I know that the source sucks, okay? But y'all can go back to however old these videos are when this was discussed. Whenever Christy Goncalves did the interview with Drunk Turkey, and then I was on the show with him at some point, he told me after the show in the back end the whole thing about Dylan and Bethany being at the memorial, Jack D already telling them that he heard Dylan on the phone talking about seeing someone in the house. Like he heard these discussions as he was walking around the area. He, of course, told this to Steve and Christy. So whenever Steve sees them at the memorial that they don't speak at, he wants to talk to them. He wants to ask them questions. Bethany jets. Won't even look at him. Takes off. Dylan says to his face that she was asleep, didn't hear or see anything, and then leaves. So it goes past the police changing the story. This goes to what we've already heard from the family kind of before they were tarnished, because this was like over 2 years ago. This was back whenever Steve was asking all the right questions and not like off the deep end yet. Like, this was way back then. They've never come out and said that that was a fake story. They've never come out and tried to say that that wasn't true, because it's true. So that's another reason why it upsets me and upsets a lot of people whenever they defend them for not making the call. All of the lies. You cannot tell me that you did not perceive a threat and then also say that you were too scared to go down the hallway. It doesn't work that way. That is the opposite of how that would normally be. So those reports are like, what, November 20th, I think, a week after. So what she's going to say here is, again, very, very specific. But also interesting, because I swear at some point she does say something about how he could have been taller or shorter than her by a few inches. She doesn't just automatically say taller. She says taller or shorter, and then the cop says, so around 6 feet, after asking her how tall she is. And she's just like, yeah. So initially, he could have also been shorter. She wasn't sure. That's why this very beginning stuff is important, because at some point it turns from, it's okay, I'm here to help you, you're going to be fine, I'm here to help you, to now there's a whole person's name in it, and now the cops are having to come out and be like, nah, that wasn't even said. So I'm wanting that too. Like, I want Blaker's cam, really. That's what I really want. But what I really want to know is, why did Anjanette Levy in Law and Crime get this? Out of all of the news streams, like, forget the creators, forget people like me, forget anybody else. How come out of all of the news outlets, they're the ones who get it? Not the local stations that got, like, the crime scene photos from Moscow PD. Like, why are Law and Crime and Anjanette Levy getting this stuff? It's been very strangely selective. Like, I don't know if the link for the documents that came out from Idaho State Police was already out whenever Brian Enton and News Nation came out with their video that night. I have no idea. It took days before I even found out, or like the next day before I even saw Annie Potts' post with the link on it. Or maybe it was even the day afterwards. It was a while. I know that it was like driving everybody crazy, because like nobody's FOIAs were being responded to. So that felt very selective, because it took a while to find out where it was. So I don't know if that was out already and that's where they got their information from, or if they were given it first, News Nation and Brian Enton, and then the link was given public. I have no idea, because even after it went public, I had an email from ISP saying that my response, because of the high volume, was going to take longer to respond to. And I'm like, but you're putting shit out to the public. I don't understand what else. Why is this pending and you're just not sending a group, hey, everybody's shit's on the website, I have nothing else to send you separately, so now we're closing this. Like, that's what I'm expecting. That's not happening. So the selectivity is interesting. And then especially with Gray Hughes being the one who drops, like, apparently what is considered the full, whatever, edited together version of 1112. These are very specific drops of information. Because if it was coming out to the public, if it was publicly available, it'd be everywhere. It wouldn't be with these, like, very specific, you know what I mean? I pay attention to that kind of stuff. I pay all the attentions. Oh, are you? Oh, I love my mug. I'm so glad I made it big. Thank you for getting one. I absolutely love that thing. I drink out of it as much as possible. It's in the dishwasher right now. Oh, you know what? I have a lot of emails I have to check, actually. I missed a bunch of it yesterday because I didn't have any electricity and internet for a while. Then the electricity came back on. Then the internet came back on like hours and hours later. So I didn't even like get like any sort of idea about any of it. Like, my buddy sent me like a little clip that was on Twitter, and I watched that for about 2 seconds, and I was like, yeah, I need to see this on the big thing. On my pooter. Have not seen it yet. It's already Saturday there. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. And I'm still waiting for the case summary. I checked it earlier, but let me check it one more time. I'm still waiting for the case summary to show anything, because that order is still not back. And there's still nothing additional from the responses to the unsealings that we still haven't seen. They're not public yet. That's why them releasing these with those temporary restraining orders from Maddie's family and the Chapins is interesting to me. Because it's only been like not even a week. 7 months in Scotland. That is so cool. I need to find the address or however it works over there for the castle my family has so that I can figure out where that's at. Oh, I know. There's a whole thing on Reddit that don't like me, and it's hilarious that they find time to actually go in there and like talk about it. Because every single time I've ever get sent anything, it's like the most incorrect information I've ever seen in my entire freaking life. I'm like, wow, well, y'all can totally stay over there. That's fine with me. All right, we're about to get this started. Hey there, Nellie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think it's the way, you know what, we can look that up right now. I couldn't tell you the actual thing. I just know that whenever I first was like looking at comments saying that it was luminol, I was like, I don't really know if that is luminol, because luminol, you need a light for some sort of light source normally, from what I understand. And amido black, like as it dries, the portions that it binds to, like the proteins that it binds to, turn a dark color. So we can figure that out right now. I'll pop this up. Because a pretty positive, like luminol is more light. Okay, versus. They're talking about all other kind of stuff over here. Leuco crystal violets, Hungarian red. There's all kinds of different stuff that they end up using. Okay. I guess this is the best way that I can kind of like show it, because I'm not really seeing what I want to see. Okay, so let me get to this part in this. Okay, so it's going to show how it lights up. Okay, let me show this real quick. So when it comes to luminol, you see how it like lights up right here? When it lights up, apparently, whenever there's biological stuff in it, when it like tests for what it's like looking for. So it has to have a light source. But when it comes to amido black, it like dries and binds to the proteins. Let me see. Let me go here real quick so I can like pull this back up. That's why the people that use luminol, they always use a black light. Okay. Yeah, it turns dark blue black whenever it hits the proteins and bloods and biologicals. And it takes 1 to 2 minutes. Works on both kinds of surfaces. So for this one, you don't need a light. And for the luminol, you need a light. And you can use amido black in a powder or a spray. And I don't think I've seen luminol in a powder. Is there a luminol powder? Yep, they do use a powder too. So I don't know if it's like, is it personal preference? Let's see. Why would a cop use luminol over amido black? Where would I CSI? I guess it is personal preference. But luminol is more sensitive. So I guess for the most part, amido black would be second choice. Why would a CSI use amido black over luminol? But then it says that amido black is also sensitive. So they're both sensitive. It just seems like it's like personal choice. It seems like it's personal choice. Because they both basically say the same thing. They're both hypersensitive. They just work differently. Amido black is more used for latent prints. And luminol, I guess, isn't. Multicolored porous surfaces. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's too much different. They both go blue. It's just a different way. And it reacts to different things. Yeah, one's just to glow with a light. One dries differently so that it can tell you where things are. It does sound like it's personal preference. That's what it sounds like. So I guess it just depends on how you're trained. Pretty sure. That's what it sounds like. All right, let me fix this banner since we're not reviewing these tonight. We're going to have to get back to those tomorrow after the photos. Okay. It's Law. I always want to put Law and Order. I barely ever even watched that show, so I don't even know why. Okay. Thanks for the 5, Nelly. My go for the doc reading. Thank you so much. Still laughing at H is definitely not good, but still a good stance to have. Oh, for the drinking thing, yeah. Thanks for the 5, chronically disappointed. It is garbage, honestly. I like it for the Delphi information, but that whole thing is like, how some of that stuff's allowed on there is wild. Wild. Thanks for the 5, Pippi. I watched this last night and couldn't wait for you to cover it. So many more questions. I'm seeing that. I'm totally seeing that. It's insane going on right now. Like literally every platform is going insane right now. Thanks for the $9.99, Erica. I seriously don't get the same feeling that most people do when it comes to you're going to be okay. I'm here to help you. I don't get stranger SK vibes. To me, it's someone in service. Like that was a lot of people's initial thoughts, which is something that sort of got bolstered whenever Dylan came out with this whole like, or at least they came out with this whole like fireman thing with whatever she had claimed to have seen the person wearing and how much it like morphed, right? So whenever she said that, people were like, oh crap, like it could have been. So, I mean, it could mean that, you know, the person responsible was trained to say that kind of stuff. So it just naturally came out that way, which could point towards a lot of the, you know, insane shit going on with it, you know, because all of the cover-ups for a reason. It has to be because nothing is still pointing anywhere. They're hiding the sheet. Why are they hiding the sheet? Why can't they come out and give us like one photo? Like they can't even like try. They can't even try to go in and take one photo that they took and just whatever they need to do to where they show as the least amount of the girls as possible, just to show us where the damn thing actually was, what it looked like whenever it was first there, what it looked like maybe even from the door, like put black all over them besides like the portion of the bed where the sheath is. There's ways around the bullshit. And instead they're going in and they're just like, they're depleting everything that's important from all of it. I just want to see the damn sheath. I just want to see what the sheath is. I want to see what Brett Payne apparently saw. I want to see whatever's the reason why they're lying to us about not only like when Brett Payne got there, but whenever this thing was found. Because Chief Fry knew before 1 o'clock. And their timeline is off by hours. So I don't understand that. Why lie about when he got there? If he's the one who found the sheath, why lie about when he got there? Why not just tell us that he got there at 2 p.m.? Why are you telling us 4 p.m.? It's like you want him pushed back so that it looks like he found it after the evidence collectors got there. Because remember in the PCA, it talks about how this is like they're getting there. Him and Blake are together as a group. Collectively together are getting their 1600 hours right as the forensics team was beginning to prepare to start. Meaning to me, it's like an excuse to be like, okay, well, he didn't just go in willy-nilly and start doing stuff. He was walking through whenever the forensics team was there. So of course they had to move things and start collecting evidence. Okay, but then we have to remember Mabbitt's timing. See how all of there shouldn't be any of these questions. And if we have all these questions and it's all chaotic as shit because of them, then they can put all of this on them because they should have had their shit together. They shouldn't have been lying to us about something so simple. And if you're lying to us about something so simple that should be straightforward and concrete, why? We're going to ask those questions because that's exactly what's happening here. It's all in the documents. It's all black and white. We've been told for almost 3 years now they didn't get there till 4 p.m. And somehow this amateur little hack is a freaking lead investigator. And look where all that ended up. Oh, yeah, they try to do it all the time. Thanks for the 5, MRM. They try to do it all the time. But I don't lie. I read the documents. We go over the information. They don't like my opinions. That's all they have. They do it all the time. Constantly. I'll just get less traffic for like a week and then it'll pop back to normal. That's another reason why I wanted to make an email list. Because it'll like mess with my notifications, like all kind of stuff. But my channel never goes anywhere because I don't lie. I'm not defaming anyone by having an opinion based off of a fact that we're getting from a court record or a police report. And people don't like the fact that they can't do anything about my opinion. If I was coming out here and showing fabricated documents or lying about something that can be proven as a lie, that's something different. But whenever I'm just interpreting documents with however my opinion is, then they don't like my opinion. Then they don't know the difference between somebody lying and somebody who just says something that you don't like. And that's not my issue that their brains don't work. That's, yeah, like on the actual facts. On the actual facts. Like this, we don't go through every little document for funsies. We're trying to literally find the truth. And you have to swim through all of the bullshit to find the truth. And I'm going to give my opinion on it. I don't care. They're dumb. I mean, they've tried. They've tried. Whenever the Goncalveses lost their Facebook page, for some reason, even though I didn't know about it for like hours, they thought that it was somehow I was involved in it. And I was like, I don't even go on Facebook. What are you talking? I didn't even, what? Yeah, somehow I got dragged into some bullshit that I wasn't even in, which is why I stopped talking to like everybody on here anyway. I don't talk to any other creators or anything. Because I'm not about to get drugged out and like everybody's bullshit. I do whatever the hell I want to do. And I don't really care what anybody else be doing. Yeah. So if they are like literally publicly talking about it, it's really ignorant because it's like all there to be tracked if they do pull some bullshit. And the funniest part is what they don't understand is that if you falsely make a whole bunch of reports, like if you report a whole bunch of stuff and it's just a bunch of frivolous crap and it can't be proven and it's just like constant, then your account's the one that gets in trouble. Now, there's that. Yeah, I was like, what do you freaking, even as of now, there's still morons over in the Drunk Turkey chat that will talk about how I was somehow involved in that. And I'm like, find the proof, bro. Find the proof. Like, I was like, wow, that's wild. I had people in my comments saying that they were Goncalves supporters and they were reporting the profile. What? That's wild. What? Okay, you ready? We're going to watch a factual video and give our opinion based off of the words that come out of these people's actual faces. Okay? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to start it right whenever it shows him because it shows a little bit of them talking for a second. And I don't want any of that on this part. Okay, you ready? Let's go. I'm trying to contact the phone with 22 King at $10 for the team. 3170, what was the second year going now? 40. Pretty happy. Multiple people on the phone tonight saying how brilliant our team is passed out, not waking up. Well, if they got drunk on the street, the state's going to think about it and being in the room with them. You can sort of hear like the dispatch in the background talking about it. Something about drunk last night. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what they're discussing. What's he listening to? What was that maneuver for? Was there somebody walking down there that he just tried to avoid? So at like 12:09, he puts it into park. And he's going to grab this first because he thinks it's actually an unconscious person. So this part makes sense. See, they're outside.
Where's she at? Yep, where's she at?
And remember, she had said that they were in the house until the cops got there. And I said, no, the everyone else that showed up before the cops got there said they were already outside.
Where's she at?
Yes.
Okay, so the guy down here has to be Josie's boyfriend.
Where's she at?
Because Hunter Johnson is the one that's going to be leading them up the stairs. And the book says that whenever Emily and Hunter went over there, Josie's boyfriend was there too. I'm pretty positive. So that has to be him.
Yep, where's she at? Where's she at?
Okay, so she's on the 911 call as he's walking up because that's where we heard her ask on the 911 call out to somebody, do you have a defibrillator? This is where those two things are connecting.
Yes.
This would be Hunter Johnson.
Where at? Up here?
Up here. We got a call from them that someone, they're looking something normal, and I just came checking it and see what I just found.
There's so much jacket noise on his damn microphone, you can like barely make out what he's saying.
And I checked to see if she was breathing, and she's.
I checked to see if she was breathing, and then they.
And I didn't check them yet, but I'm pretty
13. Okay, do it.
I don't know if they're still in here or not. I grabbed the knife.
Where's his knife? I'm seeing all say comments about like hidden knife. Okay, so the way that we were told that this story went is that he apparently had the knife in his hands already, and the cop had to tell him to put the knife down. So I'm not seeing it in his hands, though. Let me go back to him at the thingy. I'm not seeing him holding it.
Where's she at?
No, I'm expecting... No,
Where's she at?
I'm expecting to hear the cop tell him to put it down, is what I'm expecting to hear, but I don't see it in his hand.
Where's she at?
Yes.
Okay, I don't see it here.
Up here. We got a call from them that someone, they're looking something normal, and I just came checking it and see what I just found. And I checked to see if she was breathing, and I didn't check them yet, but I'm pretty
13.
Okay, so I think he just said, I checked to see if she was breathing, and then he said, I think he said, and I haven't checked him yet, referring to Ethan.
And see what I just found. And I checked to see if she was breathing, and I didn't check him yet, but
I didn't check him yet.
13.
So he didn't check Ethan at all. He checked on Xana and never checked Ethan. So that verifies right there that the whole he checked Ethan's pulse story is false, and that it seems to be that Xana's pulse is the one that he checked, not Ethan's. Well, that's the problem. We're not seeing it in his hand. Neither one of his hands yet.
Okay, do it.
Oh, okay. I don't see it here.
they're still in here now.
It's not in that hand either. That hand is open. Is it in his hoodie?
I grabbed the knife.
I grabbed a knife.
1370. Okay,
This is the
stay
knife
back
that
there,
I
please.
grabbed. He must have had it in his pocket. We told him to stay back. And now it's on the table. So he never told him to put it down. Hunter just put it down. It didn't sound like the cop told him anything.
slow down. Just come here.
Yeah, I
There's
saw
two.
the knife. You see the spot right here? I'm pretty sure that's it right there. Yeah, that's the knife right here. So he never tells him to put it down. It wasn't there before. We didn't see it in his hands. It was in a pocket of some sort. I can't tell if his hoodie has a kangaroo pocket in it or not. Probably does, but I can't tell.
Slow down. Just come here.
So this should be Warner. Either Werner or Warner. First name Eric. If the chronological order is right in my brain. Because these two are apparently, like, him and Nunez are the two that find the girls upstairs. But again, what I'm expecting to see, that I've already not heard anything about put the knife down or anything like that. They should be escorting Hunter Johnson outside, asking the girls if there's anyone else in the house and being told that they don't know. That's the sequence of events based on the official reports that we have read that we should see happening here.
There's two. Looks like fatalities.
See, this is the part that I'm curious about, because I know that there are some things that are redacted, but was this a law and crime redaction right here when they put their little thingy-mabobber on there? Or is this something that the cops did? Like, it's hard to tell.
Dude. All right.
Okay, yeah, I want to see if he has a pocket.
All right.
It's hard to tell. Oh, there's so much background noise. I can't hear what he's saying.
Okay.
Okay, so this should be Emily. If this is the boyfriend... No, this I think right here is Dylan. But I'm pretty positive that the guy in the darker hoodie would be Josie's boyfriend, based off of the Amazon series and the damn book where all these people did interviews. And that was a sequence of events, as far as I can remember now.
Nobody's allowed to leave for now. Okay.
So yeah, this is Dylan. So this guy right here, I'm pretty positive is Josie's boyfriend.
Just stay here for me, please.
It's hard to tell, but that'd be the only other guy that it would make sense at this point. It wouldn't be Jack, because Jack didn't show up until there was cops already down there, apparently. And that guy was there before the first cop got there. Okay, so who is this?
You know the... Okay. Here.
So one of these girls is Bethany? Because I saw like a piece, like I'm barely going through it, where she was talking, being held by somebody. But I don't know if this is one of these girls.
Can you guys go over to...
So this is Bethany. I mean, this is Dylan right here. So is this Bethany? Okay. Okay. She was on the street before that.
the dumpster for me, please?
Now he sends him to the dumpster.
Okay, let's clear it.
Yeah, that would be Werner. There's Johnson. Okay, so, okay. I haven't heard anything about, is there anyone else in the house yet? Maisie's vehicle shouldn't be there. Maisie got a ride there from somewhere else.
Okay.
I'll just start down here. Police department.
Police department.
Okay, so we didn't hear them unless Werner asked Johnson or something. Did anyone hear them ask them if there's anyone else in the house? Because I did not. And I'm expecting to hear that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Nobody's allowed to leave.
Nobody's allowed to leave.
Just stay here for me, please.
Stay here.
You know the... Okay. Here. Can you guys go over to the dumpster for me, please?
Emily is in the blue shorts. One more time.
Do you know the...
Do you know the...
Here. Can you guys go over to the dumpster for me, please?
Nothing about it or anybody else. Okay. I was expecting to hear that. So that's in a report. That is in a report. That they asked the girls if there was anyone else in the house, and they were told no.
Thanks for...
Or no, they were told, I don't know. Unless he over there asked them, and we don't see or hear it because this isn't his camera.
Okay.
I'll just start down here. Police department.
Police department. Moscow Police Department, if you're in here, announce yourself. Moscow Police Department.
Yeah, there's a door open.
Clear here. Going up.
That was open a lot. Look how wide it is open. I guess Murphy could have just gotten back in the house like that. If it was left that way.
Going up. Police department.
That would be Kaylee's room.
Moscow Police Department.
Dude.
That's where they just found the other two. Oh, come on. Like, we're not allowed to hear what they say?
We're clear.
So they don't ask the girls about anybody else being in the house until after they've already found Maddie and Kaylee and cleared it. So I was expecting it first because that's what the report says. The report says they escorted Johnson outside, asked the two girls if anyone else was in the house. They said they didn't know. And so then they went upstairs. They went to Kaylee's room first, like we just saw, and then they went to Maddie's room. That's why I was expecting him to say that first, not after.
Secure the outside first. So.
The front door.
There's a back entry. I was going to start taping it all off.
Brian's taking the outside off.
Okay.
Where's the other?
There are two right here.
Oh, come on. Why? Why? Why can we not hear the conversation? We already know what they're going in and looking at. We already know their names. We already know, for the majority, what they're looking at. Why are we not allowed to hear the words coming out their faces? Like, I get if you want to redact the things with the black boxes, but why are we not showing words? Like, why can we not hear the words? And see, that part right there makes no sense either. It's like they're literally just not wanting to show anything when it comes to the bedrooms, because there's not supposed to be a body or anything in Kaylee's room. So why are we putting that black box right there? See? See?
I already got it. I got in there. Shut.
So this is Maddie's door they're shutting. Because Kaylee's room was the one above Dylan, which would have been the other bedroom. So instead of closing Kaylee's room where the dog was, they closed the crime scene room? No, that doesn't make sense. Because her entire thing was that she heard Kaylee playing with the dog above her head. Well, then how does that make any sense? I'm about to pull it up. Let me make sure. We're about to make sure. Because they went to a room where there wasn't any bodies first, and then they closed the second door they went to where there would have been bodies. So for them to have just, something feels opposite. Well, hold on. Hold on. We're going to see. I want to be sure.
Kaylee and Madison were located here on the third floor.
Oh,
the dog was
shit.
located on the third
Okay,
floor,
well, then that
and the
didn't
room
make
by
any
itself.
sense either then. Why did my head never click with that? Okay, so then Dylan's story about hearing Kaylee playing with her dog right above her head never even made sense logistically. That is wild as shit. Okay. Yep. Okay. That's freaking stupid. All right. I don't know why that never clicked in my brain. That's insane. Why would you logistically tell a lie about a house that you live in and you would know better? It is really interesting that there's snow everywhere because nowhere else has snow. So how did they suddenly be able to keep snow? And everyone keeps mentioning how that it hadn't snowed in forever. So how come there's still so much in their backyard? The pizza boxes aren't on top of the trash here. Aren't they on top of the trash in the other photos? Did they move the trash? Did you all see that? When we found the Venmo stuff for the pizza and the car, the pizza boxes were like on top of this trash can. So why is the back trash moved after the fact? Yeah, they should have been on the top. They were there in the other photos. Okay. This backpack right here is not a backpack. I was going through the photos and it's this thing right here. Oh shit, did I not keep it? It starts with a T. But it's like a cooler. Let me see. It's like Truvient or some shit like that. Here it is. Torret. It's sort of like, well, this isn't not the exact one, but it's this brand and it's a cooler. So I'm just going to assume it's something that they use to carry alcohol back and forth in. That's what I assume. I don't know if they would have left it. They won't even show Dylan's doorway.
You want me to go back there and start IDing people?
See, that table's positioning is insane to me for what they're claiming.
There's nothing else out there. Do you want me to go back there and start IDing people? Okay. Okay, I'm going to start IDing all of them.
Okay, they're not. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't want to be right next to the dumpster either. That's freaking nasty. Why are they walking from so far away? Like, I get maybe they want to like block off the road, like maybe one car, but why are they all walking from so far away? And of course, we can't hear anything. See, even if they did, like, if there was a chance that anybody needed medical help, why are the first responders walking up from down the block? That's weird. Why can't we hear anything?
Oh, thank you. No, you're good. Hang in there, brother. Okay.
So he just turned the EMS people away just like that? Right?
They tell you anything? They much less about in the main room.
This is one of the.
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard them dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone's in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And I saw the guy. I locked the door and I ran downstairs. We don't know what's going on.
Can you come here with me, please?
Don't cry like that all these hours later. You were fully aware of everything. See, there they are walking away. Is that all of them walking away, though? Or did they actually send some people inside the house? There's only 2 guys there with yellow jackets on.
Break fire 3170.
So I think at this point, isn't Jack in the back of the car? Because he like showed up already?
Just come over here with me, please.
Okay, maybe
Just give me
not.
1 second, please. I'm going to get your name and information.
So he hasn't shown up yet.
Just 1 second. We'll get you a blanket and stuff, all right? Thanks, guys. Yeah, that'd be good for now, and then maybe the big white blankets whenever you move on. Actually, you guys probably just hang on to these whenever. Does that name on this one swear? No, I guess it does. Okay. We would like a blanket right now. It's temporary. Anybody like one? For your feet?
Plasticky static is bad.
Okay. I'll let you. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, if that email shows up, that'd be great. Could you grab some blankets? Yeah, 1 second, man. Let me just grab it. Oh, your guys' info.
Who is that guy? That's not the same guy, is it? Is that the one from before? Because there's another dude back here with a dark gray hoodie on too. Because Hunter Johnson's got a light blue hoodie on. And then we know Hunter Chapin shows up in a pink hoodie. Is that his same hoodie? It looks like a different shade.
They're warmer. Okay. I know she was barefoot, so I was hoping to get something for her, but thank you very much.
Trying to look on the back screen. Yeah, his hoodie looks a lot lighter than it looked lighter before. Oop, guess you don't have a choice.
Okay, what's your last name?
Why? She is not a minor, and all of this is already out
And
there.
your
Why
number?
are we doing this?
Good phone number to reach you. Okay, and is this your address?
Yes.
What's that address?
1122 King Road.
Is your driver's license right?
Yes.
Okay. How much have you seen in that?
No, I don't really know. I just saw my friend when I called because we were so scared. We're like, can you please come help us? And that's all I saw. Told us not to go in. That man right there. That helped show you.
They did go in there.
Yeah, and that's when he told us he needed to call the cops. And we did.
So yeah, then who is this? Because it's not Hunter Johnson. She just said, yeah, the guy who showed you around, and she didn't point to him. She said it like he wasn't even there. I'm going to go back to his jacket one more time. I'm trying to make sure that we can figure out who everybody freaking is, and this is insane. So let's see his hoodie. Okay, so the boyfriend that's there is in pants. So he is the one that's farther back. Okay, see how his hoodie looks like pale? Okay, that is not the same. That is not this hoodie. That is not this hoodie. Is it Jack Decor already? Is it Jack? Okay. Okay, so yeah, see, this proves that he was out there with them then. This would be where he was hearing her say all of these things that she actually heard and saw, which is the reason why Steve Goncalves wanted to know from her directly what she heard and saw, and she told him to his face, I didn't hear or see anything. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know. So if this is him, then there's proof of that. This is where he heard her say all these things.
Do you mind just waiting over there for me, please?
He said something about his dog, it sounds like.
I overheard you talking about last night.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to, the more we know right now, the better. We can start this process.
Yeah.
Somebody will probably be revisiting this interview with you very soon. Again, okay? So you're probably going to have to retell the story quite a bit.
That's fine.
All right. What do you remember seeing? What started?
I remember I was in my room and I was trying to go to bed and I heard Kaylee, who
I was trying to go to bed. Not I was asleep and got woken up and had to open my door to have a deep sleep and I don't know. And oh my God, I was trying to go to bed. We know that that's probably the closest to the truth that we're going to get to that because she was adding a contact to her phone at 3:51 a.m. That's more than one little button push. So trying to go to bed sounds more like it.
ex-girlfriend who has a dog in her.
Real fast.
Is that a tan sedan? Was that a tan sedan? Was that one of the undercover cop cars? Is that a tan sedan?
Started.
I remember I was in my room and I was trying to go to bed and I heard Kaylee, who ex-girlfriend
Tan sedan.
who has a dog in her.
Real fast. Which one is your room?
Kaylee.
Which one is your room?
Oh,
What room are you in?
Why can we not hear the description? Why do you do this? Play it! What?
You were in that room?
my room, not Xana's room. My room.
And your room is this one right here.
Next to the stairs. That one.
So she must have just gone off and then somehow went into something about Xana, because that's the first thing that he, like, when he's saying, so you weren't in that room, Xana's name gets mentioned. Unbelievable.
Room?
My room, not Xana's room. My room.
And your room is this one right here.
Next to the stairs. That one is Xana's room.
Second floor room.
Second floor.
Okay.
All I heard was I heard go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
So she heard her say something in a normal tone. Okay, I'm going to go to bed now, and started walking upstairs while she was in her room also trying to go to bed. There was like no asleepness from how it sounds. Maybe Maddie. I don't know where Maddie is in this situation just yet. We haven't gotten to that if she mentions it at all, but it doesn't sound like literally anyone was asleep.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here.
She ran upstairs because she saw someone, or she ran downstairs because she saw someone? Like, it's so important because of where her body was found that we get that direction corrected.
And she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're going to be okay, I'm going to help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And
so whoever was in the house would have had full knowledge that she was not only like there, but was acknowledging that something was going on because she was screaming out people's names.
then I opened the door for a second, and I saw this guy, and he was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and like this mask, which is covering his forehead and his mouth. And then I locked the door, and I called, and I didn't know what to do.
This is at 4
a.m. Yes. Okay. And so then I just ran down.
You left here?
Yeah, I left my room down to room. She's that one with the white blinds at the very bottom. Okay. I ran down there and we talked, and we just locked the door. We didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so we just like.
There's that bullshit again. Nothing happens in Moscow, so we just didn't think anything of it. What? You hear her screaming. Someone's here and freaking out, and you're so scared. You can't stay in your room behind a locked door, and then you finally get down there. And that's your response was, oh, well, nothing happens in Moscow. I'm so tired of the bullshit, bro. What the hell? What the hell?
And then we woke up and
tried to go to bed
because none of our
tried to go to bed. When in between which video, which photo, which editing, which deletion, when? Girl,
roommates were up, and we called all of them. They were not waking up, and so me and like, this is weird. So I called and to come over, and then that's when all this happened.
Who all lives here with you?
Me.
That's the first time he's asked about everybody that lives in that house right there. Who all lives here with you? So this is why I don't, oh man. It feels like such a complete freaking waste of time when you're looking for the actual truth to go in and read all of these damn reports, because none of their actual eyewitness recollections are accurate. None of them. Find me one. that actually tells us the story that we're seeing on this camera. But then again, you still have to, because you've got to see how we got to where we are. And if this right here got so misconstrued and so twisted, then how are we supposed to believe the evidence? How are we supposed to believe the stories that these same morons put together with the stuff they have in front of them whenever they do this kind of stuff to the things that are being told to them? Don't they have these body cams and these things they can go back and review before they write these damn reports to make sure that they're doing it correctly? They literally pulled shit out their ass, literally, and threw it on a piece of paper. State employees. People that are here to protect and serve. Unbelievable.
That one right there.
Who's Xana?
Xana is the girl in there.
Is the girl that
Yes.
this one?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you spell her name?
Xana.
Do you know if she has a middle name?
Alexis, I think.
Do you know what her last name is?
Kernodle. K. I don't know how to spell it really. K. You know? R-N-O-D-L.
K-A-E-R.
K-E-R.
K-E-R.
N-O.
N-O.
L-E.
That sounds
D-L-E?
like Emily,
Okay.
I think.
X-A-N-A.
X-A-N-A. Okay.
Hunter Chapin hasn't showed up yet.
He lives here, but he's here like almost all the time.
There's a male that lives here, and
He doesn't actually live
There's
here. He's
that.
in Louisiana, I believe.
he's in there right now.
But he doesn't live here, but he's here a lot. And then there's
You just put
Maddie
him in the back of the car.
Mogen and Kaylee up top. I don't know where they're at though.
Maddie
Mogen. Maddie Mogen and
Maddie
Kaylee-
Mogen.
Yeah,
And who?
Kaylee Goncalves. She's the girl that I was talking about, Kaylee, who I just heard her go upstairs and bring that back downstairs.
Okay. And the guy that lives here, his name was what?
So she heard her leave the living room area. So it sounds like the dog situation wasn't happening above her head. Like, I guess it was originally perceived, at least. It was happening next to her in the living area, or at least on the same floor as her in the living room area. But she's still stating that Kaylee would have left the second floor to go upstairs, freaked out because somebody was up there, and ran back downstairs. So how the frick did she end up where she was found? I already said that what they did show us of like the portion of the pillow where her head apparently was, like there wasn't a lot of red stuff there for all the injuries that we're hearing she had to her face and her head area, and it was pretty severely described by Steve Goncalves. Like pretty detailed. So I'm really wondering if she was killed elsewhere and put in that bed. And maybe that's why there's not so much red stuff on the pillow, because she actually bled out somewhere else. But the pulling around her midsection in the bed maybe not have really been from her. Maybe it was more from Maddie. I hate this whole thing.
Or he's usually
Ethan. Chapin.
Ethan. And you knew he was here this morning?
No, I didn't know. I had no idea who was here.
Okay. All right, describe the guy that you saw.
I don't think he was a little bit taller than me. And I couldn't really see much of him, but I'm almost positive he was wearing a full black outfit.
Almost positive. So she doesn't actually remember him wearing full black. I think she's only positive because it was dark, maybe. But that's a strange statement to make after we apparently have messages talking about being in all black. So why would you say that?
And he had this mask that was just over his forehead and over his mouth, and he didn't say anything to me, like, at all. I just
So over his forehead and over his mouth. So you're telling me that Bryan Kohberger's big ass nose, okay? He has an overly sized, bigger than average nose, all right? His deep set eyes, his protruding eyebrow bone would have been very much showing up in that mask. And you see a picture of him after they arrest him, and you say he's not the guy. You see the facial features that are the most prominent on this guy. And then you look at the suspect and say, that ain't him. I don't recognize that. I think that's hella important. We can't sit here and pretend like he has features that you could just like forget in this sort of like situation. He has a larger than average nose, deep set sockets, and a protruding brow bone. And those are the pieces that are not being hidden. That makes no sense. I'm sorry.
The door
No.
locked it because I didn't know what to do. And I think he went out like the side door, the sliding door in the kitchen that goes out to the backyard.
Okay.
And then I didn't know anything else.
Okay, so now she's talking about the door that we expected her to talk about. So why in the actual shit, a week later when she's being interviewed, or maybe it was less than a week later, when she's being interviewed by ISP, are they writing in the report that she's talking about how the person could have only come in if they were scaling a tall wall? I don't know why they would have left the way they left because of the drop off from the porch. That sounds like the third floor balcony, the third floor balcony. So where did that come from?
So I called and I was like, I just need to come downstairs and find you because I don't know where anyone else is. And I called Maddie, I called Xana, I called Kaylee, no one would answer.
Okay. All right. For Xana, do you know how old she is?
She's 20.
Is she in the sorority house?
Yeah, not anymore.
Okay. She's a student at UVI?
Yes.
Do you have any contact information for her parents?
No,
It's okay. Well,
Okay.
we can get that eventually.
Her dad's name.
I think she called over to Emily because
And then
Emily would have
Ethan.
known all that.
ETHAN.
And Chapin, CHAPIN.
Hey, real fast. She's saying this morning around 4. There's a guy, black mask, was in there. She didn't recognize him. When she heard girls screaming upstairs.
She heard them screaming.
Locked herself in the room. And then the screaming all stopped. She's pretty sure.
And then the screaming all
masked
stopped.
Person went out that back.
And then he just said, okay, yeah, we saw footprints.
She knows the other 2 girls are up there. I haven't told her who's deceased or anything like that. They have 4 people that are unaccounted for.
4 people unaccounted for. Whose dog?
Whose dog? Who owns a dog?
Kaylee and Jack is probably what was just said.
Okay.
Tyson's on his way.
Okay.
I think he just said Tyson's on his way.
Here, I'm getting all their names and then all.
So Tyson Barrett's not on scene yet.
Okay. How old is Ethan?
I apologize. There's a door downstairs next to the bathroom that's got a padlock on, or a lock on it. Because
We don't know.
So he said padlock, but then he changed it to lock. So is it a padlock or a lock? I'm pretty sure that it's in the ISP photos. We'll just have to try to figure out which door they're like showing us in the photos. Because it looks like they blocked out everything. Unless we could see it whenever they first went in there. I don't know. I don't remember if they blocked out anything over there on that end.
okay, who has access to that room? Okay, so it's not.
Yeah, see that this is the part that I was like wondering what the frick this was about. Some people were talking about this. This house was not owned by the University of Idaho. So why the hell is there a room in this house that was not owned by the University of Idaho that only the University of Idaho had access to? This literally belonged to a different person. The story that we were told is that that person donated the house to the university, then the university did all the shit that they did to destroy it. So if this is an off-campus house that's not owned by the university, why is there one room in this house that only the university has access to? Regardless of what it is, why is this the situation with it? There's nothing in that home that should be anything with the university. It's not owned by them. It's an off-campus house. The owner had to give it to them. They just said that it's owned by the university.
Okay. Since she knows a bunch of the people who are living here, I'm getting all their names and then I'll finish collecting all their information. Okay. How old is Ethan?
And I apologize. There's a door downstairs next to the bathroom that's got a padlock on, or a lock on it. Because
We don't know.
We don't know.
who has access to
Who
that
has
room?
access?
Okay.
Something of
So
Idaho.
it's not something you guys normally do.
No, we have no idea what it is.
Did they say the University of Idaho? One more time.
So Ethan, and then I'll finish collecting all their information. Okay. How old is Ethan?
And I apologize. There's a door downstairs.
She
next
said
to the
Idaho,
bathroom
but what
that's
is
got
it?
a padlock on, or a lock on it. Because
We don't know.
Because if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong.
okay. Who has access to that room? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not something you guys normally do.
No, we have no idea what it is.
Something Idaho. What is that? She says something Idaho. And if it's not University of Idaho, then it wouldn't make any sense because it would have to be the city of Moscow in order for it to be something utility related. Like all of my stuff goes to the city, so it would have to be city of Moscow, and she says Idaho.
Okay. How old is Ethan?
And I apologize. There's a door downstairs next to the bathroom that's got a padlock on, or a lock on it. Because
We don't know.
okay. Who has access to that room? Okay.
Okay,
So
it
it's
did
not something you
say.
guys normally do.
No, we have
I
no.
think she did say Team Idaho. Team Idaho Property Management. So that's the company that the owner must have taking like the property management people. Okay, so it does actually. Oh, okay. So I'm glad that we went back and looked at that. So that's why I don't like going in and seeing what other people are saying beforehand, because I came in here expecting to hear them say University of Idaho, and that's not what was said. So I'm glad that we went back to that. Now y'all understand why, because I heard what I was expecting to hear and not what was actually said. So I'm actually kind of glad that happened.
No idea what it is.
Thank you guys.
So Ethan, how old is Ethan?
I believe he just turned 20.
20. And it's Chapin, Chapin.
Yes, I believe.
Okay. Do you happen to know either of their date of birth?
No, I know. Knows Xana's date of birth.
Okay. No worries. And Ethan's also a U of I student?
Yes, he is.
And you don't see him here right now? You see, but pretty sure he's in that room.
I think so. I think it's what told me. I don't know for sure.
All right. And then the two additional roommates that aren't here right now,
They're not.
that aren't here with you,
Yeah.
what are their names?
Maddie Mogen, Maddie Mogen. And then Kaylee, Kaylee Goncalves, Gonclaves. I think that's how you spell it.
How old is Maddie?
She's 21. Or 21 or 22. I can't remember. They're both over 21, but I don't know exactly.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Team Idaho. If you here, I'll show you. I'll pop it on the screen real fast to show you. Hold on. It's a property management company. Right here. It has like houses in Moscow and stuff like that. It's just a like the way that it worked for the house that I am now paying a mortgage on is I originally came in as a renter, but the property company works with several different owners, and he decided to sell a certain portions of the houses that he owned through them. So a lot of these owners will get with a company that helps them manage all their different properties whenever they're trying to do rentals and flip houses and all these things. It's easier for somebody else to do all the book work. So Team Idaho is just whoever owned King Road, the guy that owned King Road before he donated it to the school. That's the property management company. That's probably who they paid like their leasing contract money to. Like their rent was probably paid on like Team Idaho Property Management Portal or some shit like that.
How old is Kaylee?
Over 21. I believe she's 21 or 22. Sorry, I don't remember.
It's okay. You're doing great.
Thanks.
Okay. I'm asking a lot of you, so
Sorry,
I appreciate you.
I'll say anything.
You're doing very well.
Do you know if the other two girls are upstairs or not?
Right now, what we got to do is we got to process this whole
Okay,
thing.
that makes sense.
I don't know what I'd be permitted. See.
That's fine.
I know,
That's
okay.
fine. I understand.
Okay, let's go back. I just want to make sure we're getting everything. So you're sure at about 4 this morning?
Yes, it was 4:10.
You first noticed a guy.
Well,
Did she say 4:10?
I understand.
Okay, let's go back. I just want to make sure we're getting everything. So you're sure at about 4 this morning?
Yes, it was 4:10.
You first noticed a guy.
4 or 4:10. Okay.
Well, I first noticed Kaylee go upstairs and scream and run downstairs.
So 4 this morning, went upstairs
Yeah.
to the way top.
Yes, to her room with Murphy the dog.
Okay,
And
and then
then
you heard Kaylee scream.
I heard her scream and run as fast as she could downstairs, and she said someone's here.
She ran downstairs.
Yes, I could hear. You can hear everything. Pretty much. I heard her run downstairs really fast.
How did she get in Maddie's bed?
And then I heard Murphy barking a lot.
Okay.
And then I heard her going to I think it was the bathroom, and I remember her sobbing, and I just remember hearing this guy's voice, and I didn't recognize saying, "You're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you," but it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it wasn't in like a nice way, it was like a weird way, like a weird tone.
See, and the tone matters. See, like when we first heard that, in my mind, I was like, that's sadistic. One of my very first thoughts, that wherever I've ever said this, everything is still there. I haven't deleted a damn thing I've said about anything because my opinion on everything changes every time something new comes out. But this right here, I've pretty much always felt, besides like a couple of lives ago, I had like a different theory for what it could have been if it was Xana, and it could have been something that happened like prior, and maybe she was all mixed up. But the more stuff that comes out about her, it's just like more proof that she wasn't intoxicated. If there was anything that was making her trip about anything, it was not alcohol. And we're not being told the truth about any of that from any of the official reports. It's just the way that she keeps going back and forth and saying just like weird shit the further that stuff goes. It's all very, very strange. Plus the 8-hour delay. Like, what would make you wait 8 hours? What takes that long to come down off of? I would really love to like know the truth about the certain things that people could be on that they would feel like they'd have to wait that long to come down off of, because Chick didn't go to bed. Like, all the proof is there in her download of her phone that she did not sleep. Something kept her up the entire night. So there's that. But the tone, that was one of my original like vibes from it, was that it was like sinister. And it was either to a person, and the "I'm going to help you" was like a smart ass, disgusting remark because they were about to end their suffering, you know, or to a secondary person because whoever was doing something, maybe it wasn't working out the way that it was supposed to be. So here comes the second person saying, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." And maybe it was like in a mad tone. So that part matters. But at this point, it sounds like she's still sort of convinced that it's Kaylee. Because remember, it doesn't happen until like the ISP report when she's like, after gathering, well, they put in the report that after gathering more information, she's come to the determination that it was Xana that was crying in the bathroom. But that's what they ended up putting in the PCA from the beginning for the public to read, was that she thought that it was Xana. All this stuff about it maybe being Kaylee is sort of coming out here recently. And that sounds like this is the first thing that she is still like sticking to, is that at this point, she still believes that it's Kaylee that's crying in the bathroom on the second floor.
You're going to be okay. I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
And you didn't hear anything from Kaylee anymore at that
No,
point?
after that I didn't hear anything. So then I kept calling for her name. I called on my phone, I called Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee. None of them answered. So then I opened up the door to look, and that's when I saw the guy pass by. He looked at me, but he didn't come towards me or say anything, which was really confusing to me. I don't understand that.
So in this first story, it's not they locked eyes as he walked out the back slider. It's he's literally walking past her as she's opening the door. So he would be within like arm's reach of her, this person, and would just like let her live. See, that's the part that like I'm trying to make sense of, because a person like on a rampage like this, if they know that you're like awake for one, right? And then you're opening the door and they're like, y'all are looking at each other. If this person's within like arm's reach of you to be able to snatch your ass up, then I could see that actually happening because of the intense moment. But if the person is not looking at you until they're all the way in the kitchen going out the slider, I could see them letting it go, because by the time that person could have gotten back to the door where the other person was, that door could have been like slammed and locked, and then they can't get in, and now they've wasted their time. But to be walking right past the person, right past their bedroom door, be within arm's reach, and then nothing happened to you, that is a strange scenario. And they've gone back and forth with that in the reports.
I'm pretty sure he went out the side door. And then I called and said she thought maybe there was a fire.
So all she said was, and I'm pretty sure he went out the side door. So there isn't anything coming out of her mouth about seeing him look back at her as he's going out the slider. It's as he's passing right literally in front of her.
So then I opened up the door to look, and that's when I saw the guy pass by. He looked at me, but he didn't come towards me or say anything, which was really confusing to me. I don't understand that. And I'm pretty sure he went out the side door.
Nothing about something being carried so far. Nothing about whatever this person was carrying, something down at their waist, cylindric with a triangle, nothing like that so far.
And then I called and said she thought maybe there was a fire or like a firework. We didn't know. She heard this loud noise and there was a light, I guess.
Did you hear like a pop, like a bang?
I don't know. Did you hear it bang?
It's what she heard.
Okay.
That's what she heard.
Okay, never mind. You sit there. I didn't hear that.
Hey, where are you going right now?
I'm just going to pick up my son.
Okay. Where's your friend live? To the left, please.
Yeah, I can roll.
Just a random person trying to drive by. So at this point, it's 12:24, and Hunter Chapin isn't there yet.
Okay.
I don't think I ever heard a bang. I didn't think anything about fire or firework.
Or
Until I
gunshot.
told her. I don't think I heard anything of that. But I also was kind of in and out of it because I was scared and I was really tired. And that's when I called and I told her, I need to come to your room, because she was the only one that was answering me. So I just ran down there, and for a second I stopped and I saw Xana passed out, and I thought maybe she was just like sleeping or something. I didn't think anything.
See, this is the part right here that really annoys me, because if there's light enough in the house for you to know that she's like on the floor and passed out, and for you to be able to describe the fact that she's in her undies and a sweater, meaning you have her bare legs out, but then the cops are saying that her entire body, including her bare legs, were covered in dried blood, then how are you thinking that she's just passed out from drinking? How did you not see all of the red around her that would not have been dry at this point, but very, glossy and prominent? That doesn't make sense to me.
Out of it, and I went into the room and we just fell asleep. And then we woke up this morning and no one was waking up at all. Like, no one was answering, which was really weird, because all of us wake up around like 9 or 10. And then I called to come check, and he came here first. And I told him what happened, and then he looked in the room and he said he needed to get out and call the cops.
Okay. The guy that you saw, I know it was dark, right? Or were there lights on in the house?
I think there were lights on in the house, I believe.
Okay.
I don't really know what he looked like because he had a mask, but he wasn't like super tall.
How tall are
He
you?
wasn't super tall.
5'10". I think it was maybe my height, an inch or two higher or lower. I can't really remember.
Higher or lower. So they never got really like anything that actually proved this guy could have been taller than her. She just said higher or lower. She doesn't know. So her description could be somebody taller than 5'10" or somebody shorter than 5'10". Like home due to the 2021 bullshit in Pullman was a little shorty, right? So they never said that she was like unsure of if the person was taller than her or shorter than her, but she just gave you a description of higher or lower, shorter or taller. Not just taller, but could have been shorter too. That's important. That's important.
So about 6 foot.
I think so. Around there.
Yeah, see, that's suggestive. She just said or lower, and he only took the taller and said, so 6 foot, and she's just like, yeah, somewhere around there. But what about what you said about the shorter? Because that should have been acknowledged. That should have been cleared up. They're basing a lot of this on things that aren't definite.
Okay. How was he built? Fat, skinny, stocky?
More like skinny, but like basketball player kind of skinny. Like not too skinny, but like almost fit skinny in a way. That's what I think. I don't know for sure.
And then the voice, he said, when he said those words, you didn't recognize that voice before.
I didn't recognize him or his voice. I mean, I also couldn't see him, but I didn't recognize that voice at all. It didn't even cross my mind if that could be.
Did you guys have a party last night too? Or?
Not tonight, but there was and we had like a...
Okay, this is a part that my buddy mentioned. So you hear how she just said, not tonight? Not tonight. It's really interesting that this is something that he caught because I literally was having this conversation with my son last night. See, on Friday nights, which is tonight, I basically let him stay up as long as he wants to. Like, I'm with him in the living room, we're watching TV, and we all just pass out whenever we pass out because it's Friday night. So last night, we ended up staying up until like, I don't even know what time it was, but I told him it was like almost Friday, right? It's almost Friday. We're going to have to go to bed soon. I mean, all we had to do was like play cards and stuff. So it's not like we could really stay up anyway, but I had to like argue with him because I told him that it was like almost Friday. He's like, oh, so I can stay up because it's Friday. No, you can't stay up because it's Friday because it's not Friday yet. We haven't gone to bed yet. We have to sleep on Thursday night. And then once we wake up, then it's Friday. Just because we've got 2 minutes until midnight does not mean that now it's Friday night and this counts for you being able to stay up all night. So for her to say, not tonight, to me, because I agree with what my buddy told me, this has her mindset into, I haven't slept yet. This is still Saturday night. So for her to say that really does prove the psychology in her back of her mind just slipped and basically proved she didn't sleep. Because if she would have slept, she would have said last night. No, not last night. She said, no, not tonight. She hadn't gone to bed yet. The cop didn't catch it, obviously, because they don't seem to give a shit. My friend caught it. And I agree with what it means. She didn't go to bed. Not even a little. She didn't even take a nap. Because even if you would have taken a nap that night, you probably would have came out with, no, not last night. But instead you said, no, not tonight. Okay.
Thing beforehand. That was 2 days ago.
Okay. Is there anything that popped out about that event that was concerning?
No. I mean, I went to Ethan. He is with my friend Xana, and her dating when Xana went there. I was there for a little bit. And then I went to my friend's house down the street. And then I came back home with my friend. Everything was fine.
See, and that's more like the timeline that we've been hearing now, is that she did go to the party at some point. She went somewhere else after she left there, and then she went home with somebody who ended up staying and watching Vampire Diaries with them. And from what it sounds like from the reports, leaving within like a handful of minutes before the girls would have gotten home and dropped off by Eric Gower, because she's claiming that when she left to walk to her house, she didn't run into them and that Maddie and Kaylee weren't there yet. So it literally had to be a handful of minutes based on the timeline.
Nothing weird at all with suspicious until 4 a.m.
Okay. All right. I don't think I have any more questions for you right now.
Chainsaw?
Somebody else.
Is somebody chainsawing shit in the background?
So let's grab that. Let's go back.
Holy crap.
All right. Who else lives here?
Took him to 28 minutes to fully ask that question to both of them. Damn, those reports are so off.
Can I get your last name, please?
Okay, so there's Hunter Chapin. I mean, there's Hunter Johnson getting up.
Okay. Hey.
It's his brother's brother this way.
Okay, do you mind hanging out here, please?
Somebody, is this where Chapin shows up? Because I know that he walked across with somebody, like somebody walked him over there. I don't see a pink hoodie. Is that the same car? Okay, so I saw the comment say that he leaves, he comes back and there's no friend. Because that's the guy that just passed by. I don't think he has anybody with him. Let me see one more time. It is the same car, I think. No, I don't think he does. Oh, no, there is somebody. At least it looks like there's a head right here. Because, like, here's the headrest. It looks like there's a head here. Maybe there is. I think there is. I think there is somebody in there. Oh, there's... Okay. The two hunters. I hate how they just, like, get rid of all of this. So this is where Johnson is using very strange language. He's saying shit like he's not here anymore. He's not, like, on Earth or crap like that. It's very odd.
Okay. Can you spell that for me?
It's very odd the way that the book describes the wording that Hunter Johnson uses to Chapin to describe what's going on. It's definitely not verbiage for this kind of situation that I've ever heard before. It's very strange.
Do you have a middle name? What's your date of birth? What's a good phone number to reach you at? And then is your driver's license through what state? What state is your driver's license through? Okay. Do you have a room that's assigned to you here? When you go in?
Why are we blurring out the cop car? Why are they blurring out the cop car? Come on now. What are y'all doing?
Were you here last night? Okay. Is it okay if you walk over to my car with me and we can talk over there?
Okay, so now that we see that, I want to see if we can actually see anything back this way. I'll go back up there in a minute. Because I know that she comes up from across, like, it looks from, like, across the street. I'm trying to see if we can see anything from his camera real quick. Because I don't know who the frick this other girl is. Okay, so she's nowhere right here. All right, Bethany is nowhere right here. As he is walking this way. Still nothing.
Where's she at?
Okay, so at this point, Bethany is not outside in the parking lot like she should be. He comes out, and in the back, you see a figure.
Okay.
There's
Nobody's
two
allowed to
people
leave
in the back.
for now. Okay.
So I guess she
just
could
stay here
have
for me,
been
please.
over there whenever he first got out, but I kind of doubt it. Okay, so she's by herself right here. Where's this other person that ends up with her? Okay, so I don't know where the other girl came from. I guess from down this way.
You know the.
Why is she see? And that's another. Why is she pointing up there? Like, you'd think that if she was trying to explain who she is, she'd be pointing down and being like, "I live here. My room is right there," like pointing out the window. But instead, she's pointing up at the top.
Okay. Here.
Okay, girl. Okay, girl.
Okay. Is it okay if you walk over to my car with me and we can talk over there? Okay. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. Is you guys are probably going to be talking to a lot of people, retelling the same story. So.
Am I still allowed to go home soon?
We can't hold.
Am I allowed to go home soon for Thanksgiving? That's the first thing this chick says to the cop. One more again. What?
Okay. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. Is you guys are probably going to be talking to a lot of people, retelling the same story. So.
Am I still allowed to go home soon?
We can't hold you forever. Okay. So we'll cross that bridge when it gets there, and the detectives will work with you guys.
What? No wonder she doesn't want to show her stupid, asinine, immature, childish little face. The first thing you said to the cop is, "Can I still go home for Thanksgiving?" What? Oh my God. The generation is so screwed. The entire generation is effed.
Get all of you however we best can, okay? So you were here last night. What time frame were you here through now? Were you here the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What time did you get here last night?
Can I check?
Yeah.
Can I check?
While you do
I
that,
don't know.
I'll turn off my lights here. I'll be right back. I forgot you were here, man. Do you still want to hang out here?
Forgot you were here.
I just want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So at this point, he's not even talking to the rest of the people. He's sitting in here on his phone. This is Jack, and he's got no clue, and he's just been forgotten about at this point. Jesus.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to disclose right now. We're processing what's going on in the scene. As soon as we know for sure, we can tell you guys what's going on. We absolutely will. I know it sucks to be in the dark with this, but okay.
Everybody knows but me.
And what's your relationship again? Okay. Yeah, man. As soon as I know we're able to fill you in on what's going on, we'll let you know. Okay. Like I said, you're welcome to get out at any point. If you want to hang out in here, you can because it's warm. If not, if you want to hang out with them, you're gonna hang out outside too. Okay. Tell you what, I'll just crack the door. I'll try to not lock it on you. So can you get water? We can start. Yeah, we can see if somebody can bring some of that stuff by. Okay.
My son had to bring me back my phone.
All right. So what time were you here last night?
Like 1:24 or something in the morning.
1:24.
1:24. You got here. Okay. What was going on at about 1:24?
It's a very specific time.
And my friend watching Vampire Diaries on the couch.
You and okay. Watching Vampire Diaries
That must be Hunter on the phone telling Maisie that she needed to get there. Because remember, we've been told that she had to get a ride. Not that she drove herself, but that she had to get a ride.
Yeah.
Can't hear a damn thing. Stop redacting a whole adult. Yeah. Yeah, what, bro?
You
And then
Yeah. And then they're redacting everything that's coming out of her face.
she's just one of my friends. I'm sitting over there. I just talked.
Oh, okay. All female.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so you guys watching Vampire Diaries out in this main,
Yes, Bethany.
the second level? Okay, and then for how long?
I don't know. And then Maddie and Kaylee came home from the club. And then we all hung out in Kaylee's room for a little.
So Maddie and Kaylee were at the club.
Yeah.
You know how long they were there? Probably till closing at least.
I don't know. They went to drug truck afterwards.
That chainsaw is wild.
Grub truck. Okay, and then they came home at about what time?
See, what are you looking at your phone for?
It's okay. You're doing great.
If she says 156, I'm going to be convinced that there's a security camera app on her phone. So if she says 156 on the dot, because what are you looking at your phone for? You're not getting a text message whenever somebody walks in the door. I'm curious. Like
So they did
two.
get home at 2. How do you know that?
I just have a picture of Kaylee's room with Murphy.
Okay, so she's not looking at anything with like a timestamp besides pictures that she's taking or pictures that she's seeing from the night that night. So she doesn't know the exact time, but this is still her telling the police it's closer to 2:00, and they still came out and threw 145 out there for the public, which was not true by a long shot. Okay.
Okay. Then what happened after that?
And then me and Maddie took out Murphy, and then
Okay.
Murphy's the dog.
yeah,
Okay.
and then
Why though? Like, is it because of the stalking situation that like is in that area? And what was Kaylee doing? Was she just in the living room? Because we have to remember that it's not going to be long here before the calls to Jack start happening. And there's like all kinds of other stuff in the reports that we still have to get to. And one of them is about how there was a 17-minute call between Kaylee and Jack that night that somehow miraculously he pretends that he doesn't remember and they forgot to tell us about. So that's important.
I went inside to go to bed, and she was still taking him out. And then
So she did leave Maddie outside with the dog and she went downstairs to her room.
I was in my bed, like, about to go to sleep, and Maddie just said that she lost Murphy.
Okay.
She was, like, and was wondering if he was with me, and I just said no. And then I went to bed.
Lost Murphy. Didn't know where he was. Or I hope they say something about when they found where he was. Because eventually he apparently ends up in the house for Dylan to say that she heard him in the living room with Kaylee. So when did they find him?
At what time do you think he fell asleep?
Maybe 2:33.
2:33. What a very specific time. Well, I mean, that's if she's saying 2:33. She could be saying 2:30 or 3, but 30 minutes is a big gap of when did you go to sleep in this situation. 30 minutes is a lot.
Okay. What time did you wake up at all between 2 and...
I heard something, like, loud, and Murphy, like, bark. Like, usually, like, she barks at things. And then I thought I
Usually he barks at things. So he wasn't a quiet dog. He did this quite often because he's a dog. All that stuff about how he doesn't bark and blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is wild to me. I hope that all those people are realizing how crazy they sounded. Thinking that this dog was just not going to bark at all because of his breed. And we hear him barking for his life. He is barking his head off to get any and everybody's attention as much as he possibly can for what he is. He is trying his damnedest to get people's attention. And I'm telling you, if you go back and you listen to right before he gets really loud, it sounds like he's barking inside. There's a sound almost like a door opening. Like it's almost sounds like it could be a slider if it's picking up that sound. I don't know what Gray did to it, but it sounds like there's barking on inside. There's like two roofs, I guess, and then like a noise, and then all of a sudden all the barking's outside. So to me, his initial barks were probably inside the house. That got somebody to put him out. And then everything else commenced, is how it sounds.
like a firecracker, so I thought someone maybe was just drunk and then put a firecracker in the house. But I wasn't even really sure because I was kind of still asleep, so I wasn't sure if it was like real.
See, and that's a big noise, especially it like inside. For her to be describing what she thinks to be a firecracker inside of a house, and for the light to have come in like where her underneath her door where she could see it, that's loud. That is so loud. So for Dylan to have not heard it, I don't know if I believe that. I don't think that'd be possible. Because she goes from saying that she could hear everything in the house, she says it herself, to, oh, I didn't hear this firecracker noise. We'll see how.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, I had listened to a couple things at a time. Loud, you thought you saw a firecracker because of a quick flash?
Yeah, through like my door, but I was like still half asleep, so I don't know if it was like real. I thought it was maybe a dream.
Okay. And then, yeah,
Her hands look really pale compared to her arms. I wonder if it's just because she's cold.
did you ever like, pick up your phone to see what time it was? Or
Oh, maybe I might have called her and asked her what was happening, because sometimes we do things and I'll call her and be like, oh, what was happening? She usually just poop in.
okay.
What did I say? What did she say she thought she
But I was
called?
like still half asleep, so I don't know if it was like real. I thought it was maybe a dream.
Okay. And then, yeah,
Dylan's looked pale
pick up your
too,
phone
yeah.
to see what time it was? Or
Oh, maybe I might have called her and asked her what was happening, because sometimes we do things and I'll call her and be like, oh, what was happening? She usually just poop in.
okay.
I can't tell if she's talking about a guy or a girl, because like I'm reading what it's saying in the captions, but it sounds more like she's talking about a female.
That was.
Oh, maybe I might have called her and asked her what was happening, because sometimes we do things and I'll call her and be like, oh, what was happening? She usually just poop
Yeah, she's saying her and she, and the caption is saying him and he, and that's not what I'm hearing.
in.
Okay.
You guys recognize all these
There's people walking in the back here.
vehicles in here?
Yeah. I tried to call Maddie and Ethan and Xana and all them at like 4:20.
So you called
I tried to call all of them. And
Maddie?
answering, but
at what time?
4:30 and 4:22.
Here comes Murphy.
And then
And Jack is in the cop car, like over here on this end, and Murphy's getting taken off the other direction. Yeah, I'm seeing how like pristinely clean her hands look. Like I know that they were probably clean because there were, girls or whatever, but her and Dylan are very pale-handed. It's something yeah.
And then Ethan at 4:22.
There goes the Murphs.
And then Kaylee at
I wish that
4:30.
they could read his mind. That'd be beautiful.
I thought they were close to me.
4:31.
Yeah.
So no answer, and then did you go to sleep after that?
Yeah, I just kind of fell asleep again. I was like half awake.
Okay. And
There's only 3-ish hours that, from what we've seen, that there's nothing from her. It stops at like 4:30-ish, 4:37, I think maybe be the time. Don't quote me on that. But then it starts back up again at 7:30 when she's instantly calling her parents. And it's not just like a call to dad. It's a call to mom. It's a call to dad. It's a call to an unknown number. It's a call to their house because it's like a home line. There's back and forths everywhere. So even if she would have maybe passed out for like a little while, which I doubt, 3 hours, what were you doing from 7 to 12? What were you doing from 7:30 to noon? Knowing that y'all heard everything that y'all heard, because y'all literally have like proof in your phones. And you still didn't call the cops. You're trying to make us believe that? I'm not believing that.
then what throughout your day did you got up at what time today?
I like woke up because my jaw was feeling really bad. I took some Advil at like 6 or 7, and then I just went back to bed. So I figured no one would be up anyways. And then I didn't wake up until we called you guys.
So nothing about, okay, so she never said anything about calling her dad because her tooth hurt. She just said her jaw hurt a little bit, so she took some Advil. But she's not saying that she called her parents and her dentist father told her to take Advil.
4:31.
Yeah.
So no answer, and then did you go to sleep after that?
Yeah, I just kind of fell asleep again. I was like half awake.
Okay. And then what throughout your day did you got up at what time today?
I like woke up because my jaw was feeling really bad. I took some Advil at like 6 or 7, and then I just went back to bed.
And then she's going to say, and I stayed asleep until we called you. No, your phone activity says otherwise, baby. Try again.
So no one would be up anyways. And then I didn't wake up until we called you guys.
Okay.
So she made up the reason why she lied about the reason why she was calling her parents back to back. She wanted to try to say, oh, because of my tooth, but she never said a word about contacting her parents. She also said 6 o'clock that she got up, but her phone activity starts back up at like 7 something. So she is just all over the place just as much.
Moscow 70. Could I get the time this call was generated?
Yeah, a bunch of y'all are mentioning how she doesn't mention Dylan coming down there.
And a couple things at a time. Loud, you thought you saw a firecracker because of a quick flash?
Yeah, through like my door, but I was like still half asleep, so I don't know if it was like real. I thought it was maybe a dream.
Both of them. Maybe a dream. They talked about doing that story together.
Okay. And then, yeah, did you ever like, pick up your phone and see what time that was? Or
Oh, maybe I might have called her and asked her what was happening, because sometimes we do things and I'll call her and be like, oh, what was happening? She usually just poop in.
Okay.
Do you guys recognize all these vehicles in here?
Yeah. I tried to call Maddie and Ethan and Xana and all them at like 4:20.
So you called
I tried to call all of them.
Maddie?
Answering, but
at what time?
4:30 and 4:22. And then 4:21.
Okay.
And then Ethan at 4:22. And then Kaylee at 4:31. I thought they were asleep.
4:31.
Yeah.
So no answer, and then did you go to sleep after that?
Yeah, I just kind of fell asleep again. I was like half awake.
But your jaw didn't hurt
And
then.
what
You woke
throughout
up to
day
your
did
jaw
you
hurting?
got up at what time today?
I like woke up because my jaw was hurting really bad. I took some Advil at like 6 or 7, and then I just went back to bed. So I figured no one would be up anyways. I didn't wake up
Nothing
until
about Dylan.
Okay.
Did she called you guys again, or did she say called you guys? Yeah, because she says yeah a lot.
Okay.
I took some Advil at like 6 or 7, and then I just went back to bed. So I figured no one would be up anyways. I didn't wake up until we called you guys again.
Okay.
It sounds like she said called you guys again. Yeah, she is saying her jaw, not her tooth. I wonder if she has a bruise. You know, they have her face blurred, so we can't tell. They didn't show themselves in the public, so I'm wondering, does she have a bruise on her jaw? Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I didn't wake up until we called you guys again.
Okay.
It sounds like again, bro.
Moscow 70, could I get the time this call was generated? Copy, thank you. Alright. Do you remember seeing anybody in there that wouldn't belong?
Downstairs the whole time with my door locked. That's why I always think of it. I didn't really think
Did she just say that she was downstairs with her door locked because she is like that's always how she is because she gets scared? Is that what she just said?
Do you remember seeing anybody in there that wouldn't belong?
downstairs the whole time with my door locked. That's why I always think of it.
That's how I always sleep with it because I get scared.
I didn't really hear anything either. I thought they were just being like loud and making things.
Very typical.
I didn't really hear anything. You heard a firecracker and saw a light. You heard something loud that woke you up and got your attention. What do you mean?
Any?
That's the tan sedan. That looks like the same one that actually does leave. If you pause the tan sedan time frame in 1112, it has an older style like body shape to it, and that's an older style Honda. It does look like it's the same kind.
Parent contact information for.
I know Maddie.
Okay.
No, I know her boyfriend.
Okay. What's Maddie's boyfriend's name?
Yeah, she would have had to have unlocked it to let her in. She's not mentioning anything about Dylan going down there.
Is anybody having any issues with any boys?
He lives in Boise.
Okay, so he wouldn't be up here right now.
It's almost 12:40.
And then
So here
I was
comes
talking
more
to you about the
people.
formal stuff, right?
A guy and a girl.
Okay, so you guys had a formal.
For formal yesterday.
No issues. Okay, everybody got along. All right. And you were out here when I rolled up.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, he just asked, and you were here when I rolled up.
All right.
I don't think it's Maisie because Hunter's not talking to
And
her.
you were out here when I rolled up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's saying that she was out there, but she was like over here in between these houses. Why were they all the way over there in the frickin' first place? Why? I don't think that's Maisie because he's walking away. Like they're walking down there and Hunter's not talking to her.
Okay. So I don't know if I have any other questions for you right now. Okay, I appreciate that you did very well recalling as things become more clear.
See, they're like, this is the second group, the second duo that's come up and then like instantly turned around and walked down that way. Neither one of these is Maisie yet because Hunter's not interacting with them.
Write them down or something so you don't forget. Sound like a good
Yeah,
plan?
she like
I said,
separated
some
herself
people
as
are
soon as
gonna
she
be
could.
talking, and then we'll make sure everybody has the detective's case number or the detective information, and so that you can reach out to us if anything comes to mind, and not just wait for us to reach out to you. That makes sense? Okay. physically, are you doing fine otherwise? Okay. All right. We'll go back there. Thank you very much. Does anybody else live here? Okay. Who, by show of hands, who was all here when I got here? Sorry to talk to you too. Okay. All right. One second. So, Maddie and Kaylee were at the club last night. They got grub truck after. Don't know if they ran into anybody that maybe had issues there. They just had a formal the other day when without a hitch. There's no issues at formal. So there's nobody that they should be having bad blood. Mm-hmm. So obviously follow up need to be done at the club and the grub truck at the very least. I did a very preliminary interview with the two people that live here and that were here last night. Everybody else I'm about to identify was not here last night, but was here in the parking area when I rolled up. So I'll just get that information.
Anybody asked, is any of these cars belong to these guys?
Ryan asked, sounds like they recognize all these vehicles to include some of the ones down there.
If they ask, then these can leave for the time being.
Okay.
We need to start, when Tyson gets here, we'll start figuring out how to get them somewhere warm.
Yeah. A couple of them did ask about like bottles of water or something. I don't know if there's anybody logistically that can work that out. We can call EMS too.
I have a couple of bottles in my car.
Okay. I know would be willing to help out however they can.
Okay, I'll go grab those out of my car.
Okay.
And then
They keep asking what's the status of all four people. I don't tell them we're figuring it out. If they ask, dude. Okay.
Did he just say they all know?
I don't tell them we're figuring it out.
They all know.
If they ask, dude.
Yeah, he's just like, they all know. They know what's up. Is this Maisie? Yeah, he's talking to her. But they're not.
What's your name? What? Okay.
Probably Maisie. They let her through.
Mind just hanging out with them?
She keeps looking back at Hunter. It's probably her. Yeah, she's standing next to Hunter. Is this where she tells Dylan to shut the F up? Once she sits down, yep, that's where we get the photo that or the little video snippet that came from the house down there. I think that's it right here. Now that they've sat down. And of course, we're not hearing anything. People walking right there. It's been 45 minutes. Yeah, I did notice that she's not even sitting next to Hunter. She's sitting next to someone else, which is interesting, considering the situation. Are they gonna do okay? So what was so freaking muted, bro? Yes. In the Amazon series, Emily said herself she told Dylan to shut up, to shut the F up, that she was being annoying and all of it wasn't necessary. Like, yeah, she shouldn't want to hear her.
If you can free someone up and go back to just start on the one. I've got RSP on standby already. I've got a
Yeah.
call from Dustin. I'll call Payne. We need to talk to everyone. So we get
I'll call Payne, he said.
So I'll call Payne now.
Or did he call
We
Kane?
have family members.
Did he call Kane? I think it sounded like he said Kane instead of Payne. But it's 12:46. So nobody's mentioned anything about a sheath yet, unless that's what's in these damn muted parts.
Walking up for Ethan, the male. Where do you want me to sit?
I will talk to them. Can you start with who you want?
Yeah.
You have this information.
What are we trying to just?
Yeah, yeah. When Maisie comes up, you would expect Maisie and Hunter to at least like put their arm around each other, or for her to have been closer to him. It's very strange, in my opinion.
Search this residence.
Yep. Okay. Hey, I just talked to our shift sergeant.
Someone mentioned this is 7:12. I'm looking to see if they actually show the camera thing. Because there's some camera somewhere that captured Molly, the DoorDash driver, pulling in.
Where do you want me to sit?
I will talk to them. Can you start with who you want?
Yeah.
You have this information.
What are we trying to just search this residence?
Yep.
Okay.
That's when he was assigned to lead. He was there on the day of. That's what we were talking about earlier, because they've been lying to us about the time that him and Blaker got there. Both of the PCAs, well, I guess I can actually say 3 of the PCAs that we've seen, the 2 for Blaker are technically the exact same one, but I'm saying that they're separate because a set of it went to Pennsylvania for the arrest and the search warrant of his parents' house, the arrest of him and the car, and then another one from Blaker, the same one, but with Blaker's name on it, went to Washington for the search warrants for his apartment and his office. And then we have Payne's that was released in Idaho. They are pretty much copy and paste until it gets to the knife sheath. From experiences, what they believe is what, based on this, all of that, it's all copy and paste, like it's literally written from the same person until it gets to the knife sheath. And that's a problem, because whenever it comes to Talbot's original like ISP report for him being lead from the Idaho State Police, it says he's showing up at 12:40 at 2:40 something. Payne and Blaker are already there, and Blaker is telling him what's going on. But everything with their names on it says that they're not there till after 4 p.m. So he was assigned. There's some crap tons of discrepancies when it comes to him, but he was definitely assigned. He just wasn't lead until later.
Hey, I just talked to our shift sergeant.
And we can't hear anything.
Right now.
And then the last calls too. This is the timestamps that good right after it happened. Is at 4:21, 4:22, 4:30. She made.
Oh, is that a camera? Is that a camera right here? Maybe, possibly. Maybe, possibly.
Phone calls immediately after the bang.
Okay. Trying to call.
Or I guess it could be right here. There's like a light thing right here too. Could be either one. I put like every address across the street on my FOIA. So plus the most important part of the FOIA is referencing the report, the number on the report, the time that it was written, and everything when it comes to Payne taking the report of Molly and not having that information in there. So regardless, they can't pretend like they don't know what the frick I'm asking for.
Yes. And no one answered.
Perfect.
Do we want to shut this down so Travis not going through?
Probably. I can do that. All right. Thanks, Darren. All right. Sounds like there possibly was one shot for the firecracker. Okay. We haven't seen any obvious gunshot wound here to say that there's anybody.
Somebody heard a firecracker, but we haven't seen anything.
Okay. We haven't seen any obvious gunshot wound here to say that there's anybody.
I think he just said we haven't seen any obvious gunshot wounds.
Possibly was one after the fire after. Okay. We haven't seen any obvious gunshot wounds either.
That's what he said, obvious gunshot wound.
And then, what did your lady say about someone coming in, seeing somebody come in?
4, she saw a guy masked, about 6 foot, skinny built like a basketball
That's not what she
player,
said,
she
actually. You
described.
said that.
Said that he had a just full black mask, see like a ski mask.
What time?
At about 4. Immediately after, she yelled and said, "There's someone in the house." This girl ran, locked herself in her room. Could hear a roommate that was upstairs, Kaylee. Somehow she was able to discern that it was Kaylee screaming. Then she could hear this masked man saying, "Sorry."
Can you call Brett?
No,
hear him
he just
say-
said,
You're gonna
okay. He just said, I'm going to call Brett. That's Payne. I don't think he said Payne the first time. It sounded like Kane.
be, you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna help you.
Ron,
And
you
then
want
no,
this whole, you
like-
want this whole thing shut off?
He just like walked away from him while he was talking to him. What the frick? Look, he gets on his phone.
Sorry.
Can you call Brett?
She could hear him say,
He's still
You're gonna
talking, and home dude just
"You're gonna be
walked
fine. I'm
away.
gonna help you."
He literally asked him to tell him what Chick said to him, and he's walking away. What?
Ron,
And
you
then
want
no,
this whole, you
like-
want this whole thing shut off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Men. Is that a RAV4? Interesting. Ooh. He only has a few minutes left.
Is there anything else you want from me for now? I can start heading back.
Yeah,
So,
start
okay,
back.
search warrant. As far as the search warrant goes.
Good description of the place.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that we should be seeing remnants of that. Like if there was some sort of firecracker or some sort of flare or something like that that went off like that, wouldn't there be like scorch marks or something? I think that's probably why they were questioning like if it could have been like a gun that went off instead. Because there would, I mean, but then again, 8 hours and the defense was going to be presenting proof of a cleanup in that time frame. So I guess if there was remnants, that could explain why they're not there.
Get a couple photos and describe everything.
Or that.
Okay.
What are you doing? Well, get into town. We've got a quadruple homicide.
Get your ass into town. We've got a quadruple homicide. Is that him calling Fry? Because the book makes it sound as if he's getting this phone call right before 1 o'clock. I don't know what Tyson Barrett looks like. I didn't think that he'd be this old guy. Who is this guy? Is this Tyson Barrett right here? This old man? I thought he was younger. I never looked for his face. So this could be him. Doesn't have his picture on his LinkedIn thing. Yeah, younger. So yeah, then I don't know who this guy is. I never tried to look at their picture. I didn't want to know I didn't really care what he looked like. So who is you then? Interesting.
Yeah, it's 1122 Spring Road. Right.
And of course it goes quiet again.
Yep, sounds good. And then I gotta grab my phone. You're looking for any?
I wonder
shell casings,
if that's-
knives or just any indicia.
So even after they're like, we don't see any pew wounds, because of what she said, they're like, we're still looking for casings.
Weapons used.
Weapons, signs of force, or tools to break into building, electronic devices, etc., etc.
Okay. I'll
Main thing is
start getting the rough.
just get the body of it.
Okay.
Just take this time. We were dispatched here.
Okay.
Prosecutor, when you get hold of the on-call prosecutor, tell them what we got. Let them know that you're working on a search warrant. And
No, he didn't.
the nature of
That's
it.
a false
And
rumor.
then we'll go from there. They'll have a long list.
Okay. Do you want these are the victims' names?
And it wasn't even about Jack D. It was about Jack S. So this whole thing is backwards. And no, not correct.
Go back. Okay. I'll make sure Stevie is
I haven't finished IDing everybody here. I'll let Shane know so he can delegate that to somebody else. Hey, boss, I got to get going.
Jeez, he was still
to,
back
take
there.
some paperwork back to the station. So
Unbelievable.
Go with me. I'll have you stay here. And like I said, we'll let you know as soon as we can fill you in, okay?
Wow. They just left him back there the whole time. They left him back there that whole time. Holy shit. Okay. That's wild. Wow. Well, I do find it interesting that Bethany doesn't mention anything about Dylan going down there. I do find it interesting that Dylan mentions that the guy could have been shorter than her, and instead of just going with what was said, that the cop just automatically goes, so 6 feet, and she just agrees. Xana was the only one checked by Hunter. See, and I always kind of felt something was kind of odd with the way that Hunter was describing everything when it came to Xana. Like, he knew that it was odd that her door was open because that's not how she slept. Like, there was just some things, him like hightailing it over there. Maybe he had a thing for her. I don't know. But he checks on her only, and he says, we hear him say he didn't check on Ethan yet. So why did Ashley Banfield come out and push the story of him checking Ethan's pulse specifically? Where the hell did that even come from? He didn't even check on him. He didn't even go towards him, is what it seems like. It seems like he just only looked at Xana and then obviously was like, get out and call the cops. So why did that get misconstrued? That's dumb. This is stupid. And yeah, Bethany not being with the rest of them is highly suspicious. It doesn't matter if she was trying to like maybe just stay away from Dylan for some reason or whatever was going on. Her not being there and like not showing up automatically, like being completely out of view completely is odd. Like, why are you so far away from the house knowing that the cops are about to show up? What are you doing? That's why I was thinking like earlier, like, was she ditching something at somebody's house? Was she ditching something in a car somewhere? Like, why are you not standing where you're supposed to be standing? Why are you all the way over here? And you were she was by herself. Because whenever she starts to like come back into view, she's waiting on that other person who we then see her walk into the parking area with. And it looks like they're coming from like down the street. She came from like this way in between this house, and the other person came from like down the road. I literally was just saying in my head, all this shit is so suspicious. And then I read all of these people are suspicious. Yeah. Just wild stuff. I'm going to end up going back in at some point and comparing the reports, but just like the original reports, like not the ones that came out later, like the first one we have from MPD and the first one from ISP. But what I'm not really quite understanding is why when it comes to like Bethany's information, it's really just like not really anywhere. Like her story doesn't add up either. She also didn't mention anything about hearing like a loud thud, like the table or however it was like described. She didn't mention anything like that either. But Dylan literally said she could hear everything. You can hear everything. I heard everything. And again, how the frick did Kaylee end up in Maddie's bed with this being the story? Like, they would have had to have been placed that way, or shit was going on a hell of a lot longer than, like, they're making people believe. Because for her to be on the second floor, go upstairs, say, oh my God, someone's here, and run downstairs in a panic, how'd you get back on the third floor? And why isn't there a lot of blood on the pillow where you were if everything happened to you where you were apparently laying down? That doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. Yeah, do it times like 50 and cut through muscle and bone and get your tip stuck and stuff and all these other things. It takes longer than you think it does. And that's another thing I don't understand. One weapon being used so many times, those are known to like break the tip. So how there's not like metal embedded in someone, I don't understand. There's a lot here. There's a lot here that we're going to have to review more of. But I want the reports and things to compare it to when we do that again. That's some wild stuff. Thank you for joining MRM. Gunderson comes in with no gloves. I noticed like, yeah, a couple different things. Thanks for the 5, Chronically. Oh, and thanks for the 5, Anna. I appreciate it. HG is now officially mega sus. I mean, their behaviors are strange. It's really more like the only thing you can really look at is like body language. And he's like really nonchalantly standing there when he's like telling Hunter Chapin that his brother's dead, and like the verbiage he uses is odd. Like that doesn't mean that like, it doesn't mean anything other than what it means at this point, that it's odd. The way that you said things, the way that you, the knife thing, and it's not even in your hand whenever you're talking to the cops. Where'd it come from? A pocket? Why were you hiding it in your pocket? Why would you hide it from the cop while you're telling the cop that you have it? Like, that's weird. Jackie, almost 2 years. That's cray cray. That is so cray cray. Welcome, Sandra. We have our members only live on the 25th of August. Just a reminder. And we'll be giving away a t-shirt, a coffee cup, or a hat. We're going to start doing that in every member's live. We gave one away last time. We're going to do it again. Welcome, Andy. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the $1.99. I've got something to say. I'm always going to call you that. Didn't say which bath she heard crying and talking in. You know what? I don't think she did. It mentions you. Yeah. So I wonder if that's something that they got from her later in like an interview, or if that's just one of those things that they did themselves based off of what she said without getting clarification. Because you're right, she didn't. Not that I can remember. She sure did not. Thank you for the $4.99. Kaylee and Murphy went upstairs. Kaylee into Maddie's room and attacked. Xana hears it, goes up, runs down to her room saying someone's here. Xana cries in room after attack. Maybe so. Because in all of this, it's not really saying where Maddie was. Because, like, was Maddie actually, like, in her room already? Or was she on the second floor with Kaylee watching TV? Because they haven't really mentioned anything about that either. Everyone just assumed that she was in her room. But everyone just assumed that Kaylee was in her room too. But now it's more like, well, Kaylee was in the living room with the dog. And Xana, when it comes to Xana, Dylan is apparently claiming at this part, at least in the reports, that when she's like in her room at this point, that as far as she can tell, Xana and Ethan are not home. But then it kind of makes you wonder, like, how accurate that could really be, because we've never heard a consistent story when it comes to Xana and Ethan on any timeline, any of the timelines. Thank you for the $2, Christian. Bethany went back in the house and got pants. Did she go back in her house? Because I think she had on. We didn't see her beforehand because she wasn't there. We saw a figure coming out from the houses once the cop goes back outside, and that person already had some pants on. So I don't know if that's accurate. Thank you for the $4.99, Erica. Remember Ann Taylor's motion to compel her, stating her testimony might contain info that could. Yeah. I mean, that's been from the beginning. And it was one of the investigators, is it Butanti or Butoni or something like that? He is the one who had the paperwork that came out that said that she could have exculpatory information. And that's whenever they were trying to get her to interview, and she refused to come back over state lines. And that kind of behavior doesn't make sense to me, because if you really are innocent, if you are guilty of nothing, and you think that they've got the right guy and that's the only person that's responsible for this and he's behind bars, why are you scared to come back and testify? Why are you scared to come back and do the right thing and help your friends get justice if you really have nothing to worry about? Like, just that behavior right there is sus as shit. Like, if she wouldn't have been so hesitant to come back and do the right thing, then maybe people wouldn't be looking at her with all these different side eyes. But now she's just like proven the reason why people have been looking at her like this all along had substance. The first thing you say to the cops was, "Can I go home for Thanksgiving?" But I'm going to look like a bitch. I'm going to look like a bad guy for calling out the fact that that's all that she cares about, because people have no brains anymore. They act like we're so horrible for asking all these questions. Where's the empathy for the fact that you're in the middle of the situation and all your dumbass can think about is your Thanksgiving turkey and your brown gravy? What is going on? I can't believe it. I can't believe how pathetic this was. That's just insane to me. Thank you for the $10. Say it louder. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Welcome, V Slim Slam. V Slim Slam. Yeah, V Slams. V Slim Slam. That's fun to say. Thanks for the $4.99. It is bizarre that the 911 call was all about Xana, and yet Dylan's story was all about Kaylee. And I think Bethany was in her bedroom when the cop showed up. Oh, you think maybe so? Well, whenever he asks her specifically, "Were you here when I got here?" she says that she was like back there somewhere. So I don't know. It sounds like it looked like she was already like across the road. Thanks for the $4.99, Whitney. If you go back to where he was on the phone stating homilies, I think you hear Maisie. Oh, stating that there was a homicide. You think you hear Maisie break down and yell at Dylan? I mean, she herself is the one that said that she told Dylan to shut the F up. Because her crying was annoying, is what she said. So, yeah, I'm surprised that's probably when it was, but I was expecting to but they also muted so much. I don't understand what could they possibly be muting? Like, the fact that they're muting names and blurring faces when these are all grown-ass adults that pay bills, do adult things, is wild to me, for one. But whenever they're muting the conversation, and we're supposed to, this is supposed to be transparent, right? Like, they're supposed to be coming out and doing all of this to, prove that the storyline works, right? To prove that everything that they've said, this is going to prove all of these things. Let's release all this stuff and let's prove our story. Then you're muting the things that are being talked about that might actually do that. Why can we not hear whenever they're talking about the sheath? Why can we not see a single photo about what this thing even freaking looked like as it was laying there? Why are we not allowed to see it? We're not seeing it in the lab. We're not watching it. We're not seeing anything. We have nothing that shows us when it was getting swabbed. Nothing that shows us anything. It's not even like in a bag with evidence tape or a tag on it. It's almost like it literally doesn't exist in anywhere but on a piece of paper because no one has shown us it. And even through all of this stuff, I haven't seen anyone that has come out and said that in the ISP stuff, they see any sort of receipt for Amazon that shows what was paid for. And I know that in one of the reports we now have that they went through his Amazon history and apparently like reordered the exact same thing. But they're saying that they have the sheath in this order and still claiming that whatever came with that would not like match anything. So it's just not making a lot of sense to me that they're still not showing us the sheath itself and they're not showing us the sheath from his purchase. And I'm almost wondering if it's because they're different. Like they can be described the same, but is it like a different model? Is the emblem in a different position? Like what is it that's contradictorial to your story that you're not showing us the very simple things? That's all that it would take. It's all that it would take. Show us a photo of the damn knife sheath on the bed and show us the receipt with the photo of what he actually like purchased and paid for. Like, can you make something make some sense? It's not a hard thing to ask for. This is something that they should have done a long time ago that wouldn't have jeopardized anything. Because if it's something that they're trying to use as evidence, then why not just show it to us? Why not just show it to us? A purchase he made 8 months prior to anything going on. You can't show us a picture. You can't give us the exact link to the Amazon purchase. You can't give us photos to compare. Why? This is the simplest thing. It would answer so many things. I just don't understand it. Thank you for the $20, Heron. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 10, Donna. This case is insane. It drives me absolutely bonkers. Like, I can't think of other cases without comparing it to the shit that goes on in this one. And the sad part is that you can kind of see like a lot of the same inconsistencies, the same shoddy police work. Because let's be serious. People want to pat them on the back. Pat them on the back for what? Look how much of the narrative they changed because they didn't know how to go back and reread or re-listen or do anything when it comes to proofing anything. And any and everything that Moscow did didn't get us anywhere where we ended up. Everything that got us to the person that was actually arrested, that all came from the feds. And then Moscow had to try to like piece together to make the Fed story work because they were just given a name. Nothing that they already had on file had anything to do with Bryan Kohberger. Nothing. Everything showed up afterwards. I just don't understand. I don't understand the discrepancies and the inconsistencies and the stupidity. I just don't get it. Thanks for the $199, Whitney. It's also possible that Bethany got out of that RAV4. Was it there whenever he pulled up, or did it show up after? I guess we can't really. No, we could have told. I'm gonna have to go back and check it. Thanks for the $199, Jules. I've been asking that for years. Which question? I'm sure all of them, honestly, because there's just too much here. It showed up after. It's Jenna's. Oh, it makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. How do you just not call the police? How do you hear all these things? Be known as the girl who calls for any noise to have somebody and their boyfriend come over because you feel scared. But you don't even do that for 8 hours? You don't even do that? Thanks for the $199. Compare the Daybell law enforcement to this one. Huge difference. Yeah, and see, That's the problem that I have too, because one of the FBI guys, I think it's Balance, that is on this one, is also on the Daybell case. And that's why whenever everyone was like telling me about it that followed the Daybell case, because like I know about the Lori Daybell stuff and the Valo Daybell stuff. I know about the case. I know some of the details. I get the gist of it. I didn't follow it like we do this one. So whenever y'all came over here with y'all's like experience of watching Balance testify, I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna actually like maybe get somebody who knows what they're talking about. But then we have the state themselves coming out and be like, yeah, we can't directly put him there. No, we can't really put him there at all for the time of the crime either. And all the stalking things, yeah, we really can't do any direct contact with any of that either, because there's just so many people that live in that area. And then I'm like, okay, so then what good is this Balance guy if he was going to come out and say all these things that technically isn't true, because now the state's admitting that they're not true. So then it makes you want to like rethink the testimony from everything else, even though Chad and Lori deserve all of the hell that they get, because there ain't no way that there's any innocence in that shit. Okay. But it still makes you question stuff. Just like with Patterson, so many people thought that James Patterson really had some like integrity to him, at least a little bit, until this book where he wrote about a case that a lot of people have been digging into facts of for a very, very long time. And even though he had basically 2 years to make sure that something in this book was accurate, he still chose not to. He chose to lie and make it the most sensational piece of trash that I think I've ever read in my life. Things that could have been disproven but way before it ever even was published. He had time to go in and fix things. He chose not to. I don't understand stupidity. So yeah, tomorrow, after I get done doing whatever I need to do with the boys, because we have a day, again, it's Saturday, so that means farmers markets and things, and we have to get to the library before 12. So we're going to do that stuff, and then I'm going to go live tomorrow, probably like an hour after I get home. As soon as I get home, I'll put the live link up so that you guys at least know that it's coming, and we'll go through the photos then. Let me go ahead and let me pull it up for you guys now, because I can at least give y'all the link in case y'all haven't seen these yet. For those of you that can access the link, and like I said, I'll be going in this weekend and trying to get all the Google Drive stuff together. Okay. So this link right here goes to the full folder. Now, pay attention to the dates, because as you like, you'll see on the well, I guess I can just show y'all guys on the screen real quick what I'm talking about. Okay, so when it comes to this one right here, notice that it says that it was uploaded yesterday. That's not true. They've done something else to this. So I have a copy that I think I already had like given you guys the Google Drive link for this one in another chat a couple lives ago, where I have the Google Drive for this one. This one we definitely got before yesterday, because we've been talking about it. We're going to be on like what, part 8 at this point coming up, I think. Part 8. So they did something. There was something that was changed, something that was updated, something, because the photo one happened today, August 22nd. So I've downloaded this one again. I don't know if I'm going to be able to instantly tell if there was anything changed or whatever, but it almost seems like maybe something had to have been, because there's been an update as of yesterday to that file. So I don't know. I've also checked the Idaho case of interest site to see if there's anything else there, and I haven't seen anything. Again, the order is still not on there, and we still don't have the responses from the state and the defense that were posted on the 18th. When it comes to unredacting that first set of documents, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. So we just have to keep checking for whatever ends up happening. I don't know if there's going to be any other websites and stuff created. I haven't gotten anything else in way of FOIA requests responded to. I still need to file one with Washington State Police, because somebody reminded me about them yesterday, day before yesterday. But when it comes to like these things, and people have like, I saw in the thing as it was going through that like certain things I was being asked if I FOIA'd this or FOIA'd that. I FOIA'd everything. I FOIA'd everything. And I was very specific about those everythings. Every body cam, every interview, be it audio or video, like, yeah, all of it. Dash cam, all of the things. So, yeah. But that's again why I'm kind of like, why all this very specific strategic like releasing? Because the Moscow PD crime scene photos got released to Idaho mainstream media. And now we have, after the families have come in and filed things, they're only going to Law and Crime and their affiliate, Anjanette. Which is, you have to pay attention to that. It's done, like I said, very strategically. And why does it have to be? Why does it have to be strategically done? Why can't it just be done like normal? Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Thank you for the $3, Deidre. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for the $4.99, Erica. You don't call 911 because you didn't know what was going on. 2, you lying and are involved somehow. Or 3, you don't care about what you saw or heard. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm really starting to feel like maybe Bethany is the number 3. I don't give a damn. Because, again, the only thing Home Chick's caring about is going back to Turkey Town. What? That has got to be the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my life. And we are going to be the bad guys for being like, are you seriously asking that question? Because for some reason, these people get a pass on everything. On everything. And even if somehow they're able to finally prove precisely how this happened, because somebody standing up and saying they did something doesn't mean they actually did. For one, Google will help you find that. Plus, I did an article, a whole video myself on different cases of even groups of people that incorrectly pled guilty to something that they didn't do. I think the most prevalent one that I can remember was a group of 5 people. 4 of them admitted to it, even though they didn't do it. The 5th guy kept being like, you people are insane. We didn't do shit. They didn't believe the guy that was saying they were innocent. Of course, they're going to go with the 4 people that are agreeing to shit. All 5 of them ended up getting charged. And then years down the line, lo and behold, they actually didn't do anything. And the real people ended up going to prison and they all got exonerated. This kind of crap happens. And the people that are acting like it's impossible, they don't pay attention to anything other than what the mainstream is telling them. And even then, they're only paying attention to the things that fit their own narrative, because the mainstream people talk about this crap all the time. There's lawsuits that come out and are won in the hundreds of thousands, in the millions of dollars, that mainstream people talk about how this person was in prison for decades and got exonerated, and it was all out there. But nobody pays attention to those things because it doesn't fit what they care about. But until we have actual proof, none of this should have been allowed unless the knife was produced. You want to go this route, Home Skillet? Where's the knife? Tell us where the knife is. As soon as we bring it in, we'll give you what you want. That didn't happen. Why? Because Xana wants to blame some profiler from day 2 that said, whoever was crazy enough to do this, it ain't going to matter the reason, because you're just not going to understand it. And that's the reason why you just didn't even bother? And you've been a prosecutor for how many decades? This is how you've handled every case? By somebody else telling you how to do your job? No, it's more like passing the buck and the blame because you know that you suck at it. Hurry up and get out of the way. Somebody else needs to come in that actually knows what they're doing. This whole thing is so gross. I hate it. Thank you for the $20, Alf. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This whole thing is so stupid. It's just so annoying. So annoying. Welcome, Amira. Welcome. All right, you guys. I'm going to get off of here because I still have time to go watch a movie with the boys. And I have to finish planning our day tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Even though I'm a day late. I couldn't make it last night. Nature hates me. That's the only thing I can really say. But yeah, we're going to get caught up I'm going to try my best to try to go live twice tomorrow. Don't hold me to that. I've been trying to do that forever now, and something always happens, and it just never works out. But we're going to keep on trying. We're going to keep on trying. Definitely need to start going back over the Idaho State Police documents by Sunday at the latest. But I'm really hoping that we can do a live tomorrow of just the photos that got dropped. And then I'll do another one because it's Saturday. So even if it's later on in the evening than normal, I'll probably still go live just so that we can, because it's Saturday. And I'd rather lure y'all in to my chat than let y'all be out there in the crazy world where all kind of cray shit happens. Y'all are safe whenever y'all are here with me. I'm just saying. Y'all go ahead and have a good night. I'm going to go watch TV, see what we can get into. We might even play a game. We might play a board game. We will see. Thank you so much for the super stickers and the super chats, the memberships, the gifted ones, and the people who joined on their own. You guys are amazing. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen. Please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. All right, you guys. See y'all.